preemptive cancer hair. Yes, I have a scarf on because it's actually a little bit chilly outside, but this is my preemptive cancer hair because my scalp is going sensitive, so I will be needing to go completely bald at one stage. So this is my beautiful Camilla scarf with my beautiful hair done at Bohemian at Brookwater here in Queensland, Ipswich. This is actually my first cancer video. I did a post showing my first chemo treatment, just a picture of a bag, how it looked. It was a bit scary the first time. I did the second one this morning and I have to say I'm a lot better. I mean, I must be, because I can zip off to the hairdressers and do a cancer cut. So yeah, so cancer crept up on me. It's a bit of a shock when it happens to you. It happens to other people. It happens to 1 in 8 people, so I just happen to be one of those other people. So it happened when I had a bit of unusual things happening around my breast, because it's breast cancer primarily. It is now in the hip bone and the humerus bone in my arm. So it's pretty serious. It's a metastatic cancer, stage 4. So yeah, it's serious stuff. But for a cautionary tale, hopefully I am. I know people who have already zipped out to get their next mammogram, which is good. Because yeah, if you can prevent it, that's probably better. Unfortunately, I'll have to go way too far, obviously. Excuse my voice, I'm a little bit sore in the voice today. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. I think it's been about a month and a half now. So it's just one of those things. I've got a bit of a pink hairstyle there. So what do you do when you find out you have cancer? I personally joke a bit. Well, at first we just thought it was breast cancer, so I made all the normal jokes of, yay, reduce my breasts, all good. Yay, chemo, I'll throw up and lose weight. Sorry if this is considered a little bit uncouth for your taste, but this is just the way I cope. It's my coping mechanism to make jokes out of things. So my husband and I have been joking a lot. People say, oh, you should join the groups, but I don't know, I'm probably a little probably not very much of a joiner yet. So this is my way of doing it, to explain to people. So when I got diagnosed with cancer, I thought, I better Google what's going on. So I Googled it, and it's all just people going, oh, you know, fight it and fight on, and that's nice, and I'm sure it works for a lot of people, but I wanted to know the details. Like, I wanted to know, when you get chemo, how does it feel to get a needle in you? And how does it feel when the stuff actually drips into you, and how do you feel when you're sitting there and looking at those bags, and how do you feel when you go home, and and then what? There's a little bit out there is, but it's all in articles, and sometimes, and I am a reader, but sometimes I just wanted to sort of say to people, and when you see it in someone's face, it's a bit different. So I will tell you that first and foremost, it's diagnosis. So they find a lump and they look at it and they go, you need to go for a mammogram and an ultrasound. And that's here in Australia, that's a normal thing that we do. So I went for a mammogram and an ultrasound, and because I'm 39, I had to pay for it a bit, because I had to pay for some of it and Medicare footed the bill for the rest. And that is because if you're over 40 and have a history in your family, you can get it for free. If you're over 50, you just get it for free. But I'm under 40 with no history anyway in the family, so I had to pay, which is fine because I needed to find out what was going on. And I tell you what, if you get one and it's been 2 days and they haven't got back to you, you can probably bet it's okay, because it's like any test. If it's something wrong, they chase you. So that afternoon I'd missed a call from my doctor. So I got that done at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that afternoon I was out in the back deck and completely missed a call, and they said, oh, we'll call you tomorrow morning, you have to get something organised. I'm like, oh crap. So the next day I actually called them, and they said to me, yeah, we want you to get a biopsy. So what that is, it's like a needle biopsy where they take grain size or rice grain size bits out through a needle, and they give you a little local anesthetic around that area, and you go in, you lie down, and people are very nice, and they literally just take these things, and they do this thing where it's like this little popping sound and feeling, and like a little jump as they do it. So she said, don't get that. They took 4 pieces. They usually just take 3, but I think she wanted to get a little bit from the surrounding area, and that one hurt like a motherfucker. So that one really hurt, and that's when I just went, whoa, what am I doing? Because the rest was okay. It was scary, but okay. But when she took that 4th sample, and it hurt and ached, like a really sort of spreading ache around, like 10 times worse, 20 times worse than when you get boob pain from period pain. 20 times worse. Just that ache afterwards, like a sharp pain and then ache. So luckily my husband drove me home, and I just relaxed, and I just put some ice on it. That helped. So that was the beginning of it, because that's when you know something's not good. So pretty quick, my GP called me and said it's breast cancer. So she said I had to go in, see her, and she said we have to get you in to a specialist straight away. So at first, being in Australia, I have private health insurance, so I thought I'll go private. Tried private. Honestly, it was great. They were so beautiful. Just everything was, oh, we're going to get this done, then this, and this, and this test. You have to get an MRI, a CT scan, a bone scan, all this stuff. We're going to do it this day. And it was going to cost me $2,500, even though I'm in private. And I just panicked, and I went, holy shit, that's like savings gone, and lots of savings gone. And I just felt sick from that. So a beautiful nurse called me, and she said, you're young. She said, a lot of people your age just go public. And I went, well, I think I want to. So I've gone public now, and they were a little bit slow to get up, because the doctor did the right thing and put in the right forms, but then it just went nowhere. So I had to chase, and they said, oh, we think it's here somewhere, the referral. Okay. So eventually I went back to the Wesley to say, oh, you've got some of my scans, can I have them back? And the nurse there just went, well, I'm gonna chase someone and find out for you. So she actually called someone she knew in the public system at Ipswich, and it just moved. The next day, a nurse called me, we've got you in, we've got you booked into the specialist this day. Went into the specialist, and he said, yeah, it's spread to your bones. And he threw around words like palliative care. So you hear that, and I think for the first time I just cried, and my husband was with me, and he cried, and we're just like, fuck. Because as soon as you hear that, you think palliative care, old people in a home just dying. So we went home, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did. I googled it. The nurse, by the way, actually just kind of softened the blow, and she said it's not quite as bad these days. There's lots of things to sort of prolong life and all this stuff. So, you know, she said chemo, it'll just go straight to chemo to try and shrink everything, and hopefully it'll shrink everything, and then you just extend life. And that's all this is. It's never, well, they say it's never a cure. Who knows? There's alternative crap out there. But but that's what they say. It's palliative. It's managing it. So it's just managing it, making it a bit smaller. I'm sure it'll grow, and then a bit smaller, grow, until you basically get sick of it and go, fuck off, I'm sick of chemo. And then I think you just, it spreads and spreads, and I don't know exactly. So that, I'm sure I'll find out, let you know in another video. But this one's just about the journey thus far, and a quick one. I've got pizza waiting, so let's take pizza home to Vinny. So yeah, so he basically said, you're dying. And I went home and googled it and thought, fuck, I've got 2 years, because that's what you look at and you google, and it's like 2 years. So I started getting my insurance in order and looking at that and going, okay, I'm insured, I can get it early, I can set Vinny up so he's all right, you know, he can, I don't know, just get him all set up, pay everything out so he doesn't have to stress about that. So we did go out that weekend. We just had little moments of, oh my god, I've only got 2 years to live. But we went to the doctor the next week on the Tuesday, and they said these days, especially with the breast, it's got a HER2 positive thing in it. HER2 is like a new thing out in the last 10 years, and progesterone positive, and yeah, so something else positive. But the thing with that is it's actually better, and it actually takes well to not only chemo but also something called Herceptin. So it takes, or Herceptin with an N, I'm not sure, but it shrinks it. So it shrinks it really well, and it has had really good results in that. So the oncologist told me I could have 5 to 10 years, and that to you that might not sound a lot, but when you go for your whole weekend thinking you've got 2 weeks to live, you feel like someone's handed you time. So as a gift, they've handed you time, which is really nice. And still, I mean, it's still like a prison sentence, I guess, but it's still more positive. So that's what we found out. First chemo, I'm not sure, I'll post the video as well, the picture as well, but there's bags and bags, and I had to get a portacath put in, and that's a whole other thing. But portacath put in, first operation since I was like 6 and had my tonsils out, scary as all fuck. I was just hurt like you wouldn't believe, and just a week to 2 weeks of just pain, icing, just pain, and you just kind of wonder, why am I doing this? I'm just gonna let it take its course. But no, you don't. But so that's been pain. Today's been great, and I had my second chemo today, and they used it, and it was really good. I think I'll do a really explanatory video of the portacath and show pictures, because I'm just, like I said, I've got a minute left, I think, before I got to pick up my pizza. But so that's really technical and stuff, but they worked it today. I didn't take a video of it today or a picture. I'll do that next week, because it's every Friday at this point, so I'll make sure I do that next week, and I'll even ask the girl if I can actually video it. And you know what, if you don't want to see any of that, just don't watch that. But some people who are going through it might want to see it, or who have gone through it and turned away, because it's scary. So if you've been through it and you turned away and went, ugh, and you're ready to look at it now, maybe that'll help, because I haven't looked at it. I will video it like this and just not look at it until I'm ready. So yeah, so a quick video today, just a little introduction to me, Anna King, live in Ipswich, Queensland, Brisbane area. Just precautionary. If something doesn't feel right, don't just let doctors make you feel like you're crazy, because sometimes you ain't crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna rock this hairstyle a bit later. I might just do some pictures of the actual real the bit that's, yeah, real bald. I just wanted to have that control of letting it go when I wanted to let it go. So anyway, I'll do that in a separate video. Thanks. See you next time.